If you're listening to this, you're someone who has been through enough. That your heart doesn't trust easily anymore. But it also hasn't closed itself off from feeling. And that's not an easy place to be. There's a quiet strength in still being open. After disappointment, after confusion, after trying so hard. And wondering why it still wasn't enough. Maybe you've carried this contradiction inside you. You know you did everything you could. Yet a small part of you still asks, what if I had tried just a little more? This message isn't here to give you an answer quickly. It's here to name something that was never said out loud. So let's arrive slowly. Take a breath. Let your shoulders soften. There's nothing you need to fix while you're here. No one leaves a place they're happy in. No one lets go of something they truly feel safe inside. You were right from the beginning. It just took time for your heart to catch up with what your soul already knew. There are things you can give everything to, and still not be able to keep. There are frustrations you can't quite name. Discomforts that build quietly day after day, until one day your heart chooses silence as a way to survive. And choosing pain over continued self-betrayal is not weakness. It's clarity. You may have asked yourself, if I had tried a little harder, would things have changed? But some doors don't stay closed because you weren't good enough. They stay closed because what's behind them is no longer meant to hold you. And this is where things quietly shift. Every time your heart hurt, it wasn't a sign of failure. It was a signal that you were pushing past your own limits to keep something alive that was already fading. Letting go, in moments like this, isn't a loss. It's the moment your soul lifts its head, remembers who you are, and chooses to return to a place where you're not required to shrink to be loved. Nothing important was taken from you. The path was simply being cleared, so you wouldn't have to stay somewhere that kept making you feel smaller. And here's something most people don't notice at first. There is no one more honest with you than the pain you've lived through. People can leave. Promises can change. Words can soften the truth. But pain never lies. It doesn't come to punish you. It comes to show you something very specific. You loved sincerely. You gave generously. And somewhere along the way, you forgot that you also deserved to stay with yourself. If after all your effort, what you received was only a lesson, that lesson was not meaningless. It was teaching you that not everyone you love has the capacity to walk the same road with you. Not everyone who stays for a while is meant to stay until the end. And no one stands behind you forever. If you don't learn how to stand on your own, this is the part many people miss. You don't need to keep looking back. Some trains leave the station exactly on time. Some people arrive late not because they're bad, but because they don't belong to that journey. You weren't wrong for arriving early, and you don't need to blame yourself for having waited. Here's the quiet question that may still be unresolved inside you. Did you lose someone important? Or did you lose yourself long before they left? Sit with that for a moment. You don't have to answer it yet, because when you look honestly, you might realize you had been making yourself smaller to fit into their world. You stayed quiet to keep the peace. You told yourself it's fine too many times. And that wasn't love. That was self-abandonment. There are sorrows you never shared. Not because you were weak, but because you were aware. Aware that not everyone who asks is capable of holding the truth. Some people are curious, not caring, not deep enough to sit with your pain. So you chose silence. Not because you had nothing to say, but because you didn't want to say it. In the wrong place. And love has never been about how much you give. The only thing that matters is this. When things became difficult, did they choose to stay? Or did they choose to leave? If they left, you didn't lose. You learned something real. If the world were gentle all the time, you wouldn't have had to learn silence before learning how to speak. The disappointments, the misunderstandings, the moments you weren't seen, these are what shaped your maturity. And yes, the more sincere you are, the easier it is to be taken lightly by those who lack depth. But the fault was never your sincerity. It was offering it to someone who didn't know how to receive it. This is where things soften again. We all start as dreamers. Reality doesn't arrive to destroy that. It comes to refine it, to teach you boundaries, to teach you clarity, to teach you what you are worthy of. Life eventually teaches a deep lesson. Never believe you are the exception. In a heart that isn't ready, love doesn't make you question your worth. Love doesn't ask you to endure, just to be chosen. And remember this, quietly, gently. The fastest thing to change is not the weather, but the human heart. What does not need to change is your value. You weren't born to be left behind. You were born to be chosen. Clearly, kindly, and fully. And until that arrives, choose yourself first. You are not lost. You are learning how to come home. If this message met you where you are, you're welcome to sit with it a little longer. You can like, subscribe, or share, or simply leave a word that names how you're feeling right now. I'm here. And you've never been off your path.